Hey VC, it's John, and I'm answering Andy's 300 subscriber contest, and congratulations Andy for 300 subscribers. And oh yeah. And we're listening in the background. Joe Meek presents this like rad Joe Meek stuff, but it's entitled 304 Holloway Road, and this is called Andy by Andy Cavell. I don't really know anything about the track besides it's ridiculous. Okay, I just picked a bunch of threes out, and I got way too many, but I think I have 9, so I do 3 albums that have the number 3 in them, or something to do with 3. And they're not all good. I just scrambled what I could think. But I got this Minutemen record. I'm not a fan of the Minutemen, but this is called Three-Way Tie. And the only thing good about this Minutemen record is they cover the black and the red and the black. Blue Oyster Cult. The red and the black. And I don't even know what is SST. But there's a 3. I got 3 Feet High and Rising, and I got the track on here. 3 is the magic number. And this is on Tommy Boy Records, 89. And I picked up the Spaceman 3, which this is an EP, but it's got a lot of number 3s on it. So I figured that's good. And then I picked out this is a rare Spaceman 3. I just wanted to show it. I guess we won't count it because it's the same band. But this is Taking Drugs to Make Music to Take Drugs To. And I think this was like demos or rehearsals. It was just a great cover. This is probably like 86, 87. Taking drugs to make music to take drugs to. And this is on... God knows what label this is on. Yeah, 1986. World of Drugs Music. It's actually a good record. I haven't listened to this in years. Father Yard. I don't know if they put this out themselves. I don't even know what label this is, but I imagine it's pretty rare. And then I grabbed this band, 3D. This is like a power pop band, but not like a punkish power pop. Think of more like Joe Jackson meets the Cars. It's pretty good if that's what you're into. It's not really right up my alley. There they are. And it says on it when I sweet power pop, so that's probably why I bought that. And it's I don't even know what year this is, figure 81, 1980, but it's got tunes, telephone number, It's No Fun, Pinup Girl, X-Ray Eyes, All American Boy, All Night Television, all like cliche power pop. But 3D, then it reminded me of this band, the 3D Invisibles, which is really cool. I think this is Evil Dead. It certainly looks like Ash there, but They Won't Stay Dead. And this is from 89. It's almost like horror punk. Well, it is horror punk, but Monster Matt, Creepy Rick, Chris Judd. But I don't know anything about this band. Looks like they're from Minnesota. It's got a lot of paraphernalia in here. Hello, here's our latest release. Looks like it's on Neurotic Bop Records out of Minnesota, maybe. But they got a lot of horror, like funny horror tunes. But the song called "They Won't Stay Dead" is great. I'll pull that out every now and then. Christopher Lee, Nosferatu. Looks like they got like 10 songs on a side. They're kind of short. Ramones, punk, horror, maybe like the Groovy Ghoulies or something, but a little more heavier. And this is a cop-out, but I just wanted to pull out Metal Massacre Volume 3 because it's such a good record. It's got Slayer, Aggressive Perfector, the early Slayer, like before Show No Mercy, and almost just like a straight up metal band. Warlord's on here, Virgin Steel, a band called Sexist, Bitch is on here, Tyrant, Snow White. But anyway, this is a great record, if nothing else, for the Slayer. And I don't even know why I pulled this out. I'm starting to get the bottom of the barrel. But The Mission, this is their third EP. Stay With Me, Blood Brother. I like The Mission, a spin-off of the guitar player and bass player from the Sisters of Mercy. And Samhain 3, November Coming Fire. But this is like their second album, so I don't know why that 3's there. It's just Samhain's the name of the band. I think they had Initium and this. They only had 2 records as far as I know. Maybe they had an EP, but I don't even believe they had an EP. Maybe a single in between, but why it's called Samhain 3, I don't know. And this is on Plan 9, and this is an original, because I've had this for how many years? A little worn, but there's the insert. Samhain 3. I don't know why it says that. And now, those are my 3 bands. And now I was picking out third lineups. And this is probably the best metal record, or my favorite metal record that I own, or just about. It's Black Sabbath, Born Again. It's their third lineup with Bill Ward, who was later replaced by Bev Bevan. Ian Gillan, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler. And there's the inner. I imagine most people have this record, but maybe the best third lineup that I could think of. A lot of great second lineups, great first lineups, but to have a killer record like this from a third lineup. Another third lineup, just because last night I saw Saxon and UFO. So I have UFO in mind. This isn't my favorite UFO record, but this is their third lineup. And this is when, what's his name, Danny Peyronel from the Heavy Metal Kids was on keyboards in the band. And there's Danny. And this is a classic record, Natural Thing on here, I'm a Loser. And this is, their 5th album, I think. Their 3rd album with Michael Schenker. And then they had that live album in there, the old band live album. And actually, I have a promo photo. Up on the wall, I have a promo photo from that lineup with Danny in there, who was later replaced by Paul Raymond, who's obviously part of the classic lineup and much better because he also played guitar. The other third lineup classic is Rainbow, although like the lineups changed a little bit. This is the third with Ronnie and Richie, of course, Cozy Powell on drums, who was on the second album, and Bob Daisley and David Stone on keyboards. And I think the second one was Jimmy Bain and Tony Carey on keyboards. And the first album, I want to say it was just like, I can't remember, but it was like the guys from Elf and Richie Blackmore, or I can't remember any of the guys in that the first Rainbow album. But this record is killer record. Long Live Rock and Roll, L.A. Connection, Kill the King, Rainbow Eyes, Sensitive. This whole album, start to finish, is just absolute classic. Long Live Rock and Roll. And the other, third, what did I do? Oh yeah, those are my 3 lineups. These are just third studio albums that I think are really good. And of course I'll do the Stooges, Raw Power, their 3rd album, and this is on Columbia. This is just like an 80s pressing, it's not an original or anything. CBS is on CBS? Columbia. But absolute classic rock and roll record. And then I picked out this one, D.I. This is their third album. Actually, I think it's their third record. The first album is an EP with Richard hung himself. But this record here, Horse Bites, Dog Cries, is California Punk. This is the closest thing you could get to like transporting yourself to California in 1982, or well, actually this is 85, but like early 80s Orange County punk rock, surfing, all that stuff. But this record, one of the best West Coast punk records I know, and there's hundreds of great West Coast punk records, but every track on this album is killer. Pervert Nurse, Euthanasia, Hang Ten in East Berlin, Obnoxious, Johnny's Got a Problem, Imminent Wars, Great Guns, Stick to Your Guns, Living in the U.S. This is Casey Roy. These are Rick Agnew, Casey Roy, Bosco. I don't know, but two of these guys were, I think at least two were in the Adolescents. Got kind of incestuous because of three Agnew brothers, but anyway, this is classic California punk. And then the best third studio album I'd say is Sin After Sin. And this record I've had since I was a kid, but I don't know where I had this when I was a kid, like an 80s pressing with the glossy cover, and I kept it in the shrink. Unless it's down in the basement, I don't know where that is anymore. This is like an original pressing, but it's not in the best shape. You know, it's a little worn. I can see a price ticker, which I could probably just take that off. But I don't know how I swapped it out for my original. But this is, I mean, my original was just an 80s pressing, but this is a late 70s press. Not rare or anything, but absolute stellar 10-star record. This is where Priest hit the mark, and they seldom top this record. And those are my third studio album. And that's about it, Andy. Congratulations for the 300 subscribers, and cheers.